Okay. So some of the advice, and I like a lot of these male coaches. I think some of them, they get it right. Okay. But some of them don't get it right. Okay. Because here's the thing. They're mainly basing it on their own perspective. However, the advice I give you guys is not based on my perspective. Gina Hendrix's opinion really has nothing to do with it. I base it on the thousands and thousands of men I've worked with and talked to about dating in my lifetime. So that's what my opinions are always based on. All right. A sampling of many, all kinds of guys, age ranges, crazy, all kinds of age ranges, demographic backgrounds, ethnicities. So one thing I saw today is the guy was saying that, and this actually happened. Most everything I talk about has usually happened in my real world of matchmaking, right? So he's saying to the ladies, he says, ladies, and I like some of his advice, but ladies, listen, if a guy said he's asking you out for Friday and you haven't heard from him all week, should you reach out to him? Okay. And he's like, the answer is no, he's not interested. He didn't make a date, blah, blah, blah. All right. But because I've worked with so many different kinds of men over the years who do things all different ways, there isn't one way, ladies. There isn't one way. So I usually tell my ladies, if you're worried about it, if you haven't heard from him, and let's say this is now Wednesday or even Thursday and you haven't heard from him, just shoot him a text and say, hey, I just want to make sure that we're still on for Friday night. Okay. I had a scenario where I had the woman do that the other day, and he said, sure, we're on. Here's the plan, da, da, da. And the reason that I knew that she should do that is because in my real world of matchmaking, I had a scenario where, and the guy was younger, and he had totally set up the whole plan. He made the date, he made the time, he set the reservation. I usually do it, but he did all that stuff. And so the girl reached out to me and she was very upset. I haven't heard from him. I don't know if the date's happening. And she was just all up in arms. Okay. And so I go to him and I'm like, hey, dude, is this date happening? What's that? He's like, it's totally innocent. He's like, yeah, Gina, I made the reservation. I made the plan. I just thought it was all set. I was going to, touch base with her. He was going to touch base the morning of, which that's a little late, but he did make the plan. It wasn't he wasn't interested. He made the plan, and then he just got busy doing other things. Okay, so there isn't one way to do things. All right, so just because thank you, just because you're getting a man's advice doesn't mean he knows everything. All right, the advice I give you comes from many different men in many scenarios. All right, hope it helps.